Hi, this is Sean Chua. Welcome back to simplecamconcepts.com. Today we're going to discuss on the topic known as energy changes. Some of you call it exothermic or endothermic, right? And we're going to take a look at how we define them and what are the basic concepts we need to know. Now, many students commented that this is one of the topics they are very confused about because they don't know what are the things you have to memorize. And when the questions give them some application questions, they don't know how to apply. Now, it shows that these students did not actually know the basic concepts, the essential things that's required for this topic, and instead they went in and memorized word by word on some of the concepts that is typed in their school notes. So it's very important to know the basic concepts in order to handle questions in this topic. Now, a lot of students understand that this topic are based on two E's. Alright, one is exothermic, second is endothermic. But to me, I told my students that you should focus on two alphabets instead. It's called exothermic, endothermic. So that is your E. But on top of that, I also want my students to know there are two more words that have the alphabet S for Superman. Alright? So these two words called system and surrounding. Once you know these four words, you will be able to master this topic called energy changes more efficiently and effectively. Let's take a look. Now, everyone know that exothermic, alright, refers to any reaction or process where energy, usually is heat energy, is being released to the surrounding. And endothermic is the opposite, where energy is absorbed from the surrounding. Now, the word exothermic comes from the word expel, E-X-P-E-L. Alright, so that's something you can memorize. Alright, now, but before we carry on further, it's important to know that there's not just these two words which starts with E. There are another two words that I want you to know that I mentioned earlier on is called the S. Surrounding and system. You always should have this diagram, a very basic one that I came up with to help my students, alright, to understand this concept. Alright, you should understand this, have this in your mind when you came across questions on energy changes. So what I'm saying, now, if the energy movement is from here, so it's from surrounding to the system. Alright? So it's from the surrounding to the system. So the system actually absorbs the energy. We call this endothermic. Alright? The opposite must be true. If the energy transfer is from the system to the surrounding, you realize it's this one. Alright? Then we call it exothermic. Alright, it's very simple. So who are the surrounding, who are the system? Alright, system usually is the portion whereby two reactants come together or something you're looking at, alright, in terms of change of physical states. Alright, these are usually a system. Surrounding could be the surrounding air, the container that's holding the reactants, alright, so on and so forth. Alright, now let me give you an example. Let's talk about physical state changes. Alright, the three states of matter: solid, liquid, and gas. They can change from one state to another. And I'm going to use a very easy example, and everyone know about this. It's called water. Okay, water, or H2O, the formula. Now, we all know that water can exist in three states. So it's solid, liquid, and gas. Alright, solid, liquid, and gas. Now, and we know in the three states there is physical state change. So solid can become liquid, liquid become gaseous, and vice versa. Alright? In case you forgot already, let me share with you. When H2O in the solid state, we call it ice. Alright, so this is your ice. In liquid, obviously we call it liquid water. Usually we say that. And this will be your water vapor. So this is your water vapor or your steam. Alright? So what happened over here is From ice to become liquid water, alright, from solid to liquid state, we call this melting. From liquid to gaseous state, we either do boiling or we do evaporation. Evaporation. The opposite must be true. Water vapor will condense to become liquid water. The liquid water can freeze. So this is freezing, right? Condensation, freezing. Alright, so it can freeze to become your ice. Alright, now let's link this to energy changes. Now, the easiest, I think, the most common is liquid to gas. If you boil water, alright, to cook your hot beverages like coffee and tea and so on and so forth, your Milo, alright, what happens is when you boil, alright, the system that I'm talking about is the water molecules, alright, and then who is the surrounding? The surrounding will be your burner, will be the one that gives you the energy that heats it up, right? So energy is transferred, alright, from the source where you produce it, it's a surrounding, and it will be taken in by the water molecules called the system. It's just that the water molecules, right, they're quite close together, but now they become further and further apart, which essentially they become water vapor. Alright, so what is this? You realize boiling must be endothermic. So this is endothermic. And the arrows actually show you quite obvious that from this direction to this direction, it will always be endothermic. Just like ice, when you take out from a freezer and you put it on the table, it will slowly become your liquid water. So the ice, which is H2O in solid state, is the system. You have taken heat energy from the surrounding air after a while, alright, at room temperature, and it will start to melt to become your liquid water. So this is also endo. The opposite must be true, alright? When your water vapor condenses back to your liquid water, the particles, the water molecules will come closer together. And by doing so, they release heat energy to the surrounding, and this is called exo. Same for freezing. This will also be exothermic. Alright? Now, so remember, to conclude, when you're going to study energy changes, right at the start, get your definition right. You need to know the definition of exothermic and endothermic, the two E's that you need to know. And I want you to link them to your system and your surrounding. A lot of people always talk about surrounding, but they forgot about the word system. Alright, so it's very important to have this diagram in your mind whenever you do questions on energy changes. I hope you enjoy yourself today and learn a great deal. Feel free to share this with your friends who are struggling to learn chemistry well, especially this application topic, because there's really nothing much you can memorize in this topic, alright? In order to apply to examination, it's more of your basic understanding. Feel free to come back to look at more videos at simplecamconcepts.com. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thank you.